We are here for round one. Hand is great. No two, but we do have some interaction in Thoughtseize. And we get to see how good these heralds are, I think. So I am excited. Mountain. Herald's probably not very good against Mountain. Ultimate price is quite good, though. Ain't bad. Could fetch a forest or could just play caves. I guess I will fetch forest so that if I draw plains, the one plains, I guess, can play Anaffenza without taking damage. I could draw Urborg too. That'd be a good one. So our opponent has the very typical mono red start. A lot of Swift Spears. So gonna have to pop that Foundry Street. I do want forest, right? Yeah, I want forest. I have double white already, so I'd rather just have double green somewhere. Ultimate price already paying dividends. It's too good. So Urborg Plains would be sweet. That would set us up for Rhino on turn 4. We don't get there. Not the end of the world, though, because we have this big 4/4. We're at 16, and we haven't gotten a cast Thoughtseize yet, which kind of stinks. If we brick on land, maybe we can do that next turn and play a Death Dealer. But what we really want is an untapped land, and then we can just start hitting them with Anaffenza and Siege Rhino. I could Thoughtseize to, you know, take out any sort of burn spell. But it's also somewhat likely that we just don't even end up using Thoughtseize this game. But Outburst is fine. If our opponent has Outburst into Stoke, that is very bad times. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And why are there so many red decks on Magic Online? Never fails. No Stoke, no Stoke, no Stoke. Don't tap your Goblin. I think his Goblin's going to get tapped. Ooh. No Stoke, no attack. I love it. So drew an Abzan Charm, which is not good. I think playing Thoughtseize and Death Dealer is better than playing Herald. We end up taking 3 damage down to 13, but then we have 2 blockers, which will be nice. Assuming he doesn't have like a shock and a slash. Or a shock and a strike, rather. Yeah, fodder, that's kind of whatever. I don't mind him having those, because he's not going to be able to make any great suicide attacks. So now I can play fodder. I can put Anna on a Swift Spear, Death Dealer on a Goblin, end up taking 4. If he draws a land, he can play 2 fodder, so I'll take 5 down to 8, but get to kill 2 guys. He'll end up with 5 creatures, or 7 creatures if he has both fodders, and I'm at 8, so that's not great. We definitely need to draw the land for Rhino. I think we can just beat the 1 fodder, though. We do need this land at some point, though. Herald and Abzan Charm, not great in this matchup. Not doing a whole lot. Oh, here they come. So 4 damage coming across down to 9. And we drew another Anaffenza. That's not good. Definitely don't want to take 2 to play Herald, but maybe that's what it is. Maybe we have to do some math here. So he's got fodder and a card. The card cannot be a land, and it can't be better than a dragon fodder. So any 1-drop would have gotten cast. I think it could be a Rabble Master, I guess. I feel like if I cast this Herald, it's going to slowly kill me. So if I cast it, I'm going to need to make some attacks. Guess it could have been a lightning strike too. That could have been the draw. I'm in bad shape here. Mostly because of this pain land. Like, if I didn't have the pain land, I'd be probably fine with attacking with Anafenza and then playing another one. And just using that as 4 damage, because I don't really want to cast either of these other cards in my hand. This is bad. So if I go attack, that's 7. Play Herald, I take 1 and then another one, so I'm at 7. Block his Swift Spear, take 4 down to 3. And then I'd be at like 1-ish, and I might need that to cast Siege Rhino. So yeah, I definitely can't go attack. I could probably just like attack with one thing, but that's also not great. Don't really want to Abzan Charm to draw cards, but maybe that's the best play, because then if I hit an ETB tap land, I can still Rhino next turn. Just take 3 to do that down to 6. If I go block, strike kills me, but I think strike is going to get me anyway, so... My opponent has a Rabble Master. That might be the only thing I can beat. And even then, I'm not, like, saying that I beat it is being a little generous. It is possible that Abzan Charm could kill his Rabble Master next turn. So maybe it's better off saving it for that. If I play Herald, don't attack. He has no great attacks because only 2 things can get through. I'll end up at 7 life. If I draw a land, I'll be in great shape because I can go like attack with Anna, attack with Herald, put a counter on Herald, and then that's actually dealing him some damage. That's probably my best way to win. I think I have to slow down for this turn, play out Herald, and then start attacking next turn. This could definitely be wrong though, but most of my cards are pretty bad right now, so I don't have a lot of options. I feel like I just have to try and close the door, hope he gets a little flooded. So not the best spot to be in, but as is the case with most decks against Mono Red, the post-board games are much better than the Game 1 games. So, you know, you lose a Game 1 every once and again. It's not really the biggest deal. Lightning Berserker. Just cast. And not casting fodder. Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, let's scry, see what's going on. That's a good one. That's a good one. So we have command on top. Do we get to attack at all? I don't think so. So I go attack. Yeah, maybe. I don't. This is kind of greedy. This is, well, it's very greedy. So if I attack here, I can go block. If he pumps all the way, I can charm the Berserker. 3 get through, I go to 4, then 3. Rhino brings me up to 6, and then I have command in my hand. But maybe... Yeah. Not sure if I need this 3 points or not. I think I do because the Herald is actually going to kill me at some point. So I think any damage is valuable. I'm still confused as to why he's not casting fodder. Or like what his other card could be. Because I feel like if he had a 4th land, he would have played it last turn or maybe even this turn to have maximum pumps with the Berserker. So I don't really know what's going on. Gotta be missing something. Even if it was like a weirdo Hall of Triumph or whatever, I feel like he just plays fodder this turn. So I don't know what's happening. So we get our 3-inch at the turnover. He immediately plays a land. Dashes a Mardu Scout, so that's what the card was. So that gives us a target for our Abzan Charm. Hopefully we don't end up taking too much damage this turn. Okay, so the team is coming. I think I want to put Anna on the Swift Spear, Death Dealer on the Berserker, Charm the Scout. And then I take 4 plus the 1, that's 5. Another from Herald is 6. I can Rhino back up to 4. And he has 6 creatures to my 4, so I'm still not dead. And then I have Command, but... yeah, I don't think I can do something like put Death Dealer on Scout and then put 2 counters on it, because then I take too much damage. So, yep, this is it. So we're not in great shape. Might be able to win, though. If we draw another Rhino, we can almost certainly win. Can't attack. Yeah, we need to draw another Rhino, I think. Stupid Herald. We also just have to fade a million of his draw steps. So another Rhino, and I like my chances. Other than that, not looking too great. Sandstep Citadel, certainly not doing much. So if I attack with a bunch of stuff, it's like barely his life total. Four, 8, 12, 14, 17, 18 total if I just pumped all out. So you'd have to block Anafenza and the Death Dealer. That would leave him with 4 creatures, and I wouldn't be able to command a thing. So yeah, I just have to pass again unless I want to play Anafenza. But then he still can just hit me with everything, and then I die to my Herald. So I can't even do that. I might be able to make that play next turn, but I don't even think that that helps. This is bad. Too many goblins. This is actually quite the intricate mono-red matchup. I guess I could have attacked with one thing that turn. Yeah, I should have attacked with one thing. That was probably pretty bad, because I could put 3 things on 3 things and then fight another one and sack my Herald. Yeah, so then maybe he actually would have been dead on the swing back. So I missed that. Now I might lose. Because if that all worked perfectly, where he just went like brick, and then just died on the swing back, that would have been perfect. So I think his best bet is to just pass and keep letting me die to this Herald. Yeah, it's too bad. Another Anafenza. That doesn't do it. Well, now I'm basically dead. So we're just going to make this attack in the hopes that he, like, under-attacks somehow. Yeah, okay. We just die. Rhino's on top. Yeah, so I was still dead. But yeah, I messed up and missed my chance to win, I think. Alright, Clerics, Drowns, Duress. Thoughtseize is okay if he has Heel Cutter. Maybe I could cut some more. Prices are slight upgrades to Downfall. Charm is bad. It looks like Herald is also quite bad. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 creatures. So you could bring in these companies. Got like Downfalls, 2 Heralds. Could also bring in some companies. Just because he's going kind of wide, so it might actually be pretty helpful to be able to go wide ourselves. Maybe we could find an Irration Cleric off it also. Could also see potentially siding out a Mana Confluence. These Heralds have got to be worse than Boon Satyrs too. Yeah, we'll try this. Hand is medium. But we keep. Yeah, I was going to say, we don't have whites. We're probably going to end up having a bottom like a Siege Rhino or something that we would just normally want every time. So sort of unfortunate in that regard, but if we get to white, maybe we're okay. Well, there's an Urborg. So that's good. Should I price that thing or just play Death Dealer? I'm going to play Death Dealer. And I think I would rather just trade than use price. And if he wants to like use his turn to kill this, I'm also fine with that. So he's not having a very explosive turn. So yeah, now he casts Dragon Fodder, and I think I just want to trade here, but well, now I think I have to. I don't know if I would rather do this than just price it given everything that happened, but that's just kind of where we are. And yeah, don't have any white yet, so maybe this company can hit me into some sweet stuff, I suppose. Kind of banking on that at this point. Impact Tremors. A little Tom Ross influence going on. So not going to price a token, and just going to try and ambush them with this company. And hopefully that works. I mean, it does just look like, you know, I'm mana screwed. So he should attack, and he does. Now we have to hit. Spin the wheel real quick. So nothing that really just helps his scout. I do get a Cleric and a Death Dealer, both of which are pretty good. I think I actually just want Death Dealer and Boon Satyr, though. Get a little aggressive. Block his goblins, let him have his mana be tied up on this Mardu Scout. I don't really care. And then I have an ultimate price for it anyway. Death Dealer and Boon Satyr are going to clock him for 8. So I go down to 14, he goes to 12, and I have like regen mana and ultimate price mana open. So I like my spot. Draw another Boon Satyr, so now we might not even pump. Yeah, I still want to pump, I think. Better use my mana to just do the 2 damage and ultimate price something, I think, and then we can just bestow the Boon Satyr for like kind of a pseudo haste. Or just cast it with one of our white 2-drops next turn. Like we could fight something and kill his Tremors if that mattered, or if he tries to burn one of our guys next combat, we can have command open. So yeah, now we're firmly in the driver's seat. So I like this. Foundry Street Denizen, sure. Just casting. So we'll price that thing. So the companies seem quite good. Should probably have the third one. I think it's probably like one of the few ways for me to actually win. Otherwise, it's really tough for me to just beat him going wide with goblins. Second Urborg, just what we wanted. So we're a little short, it looks like. Yeah, we're a point short. So on the bright side, he has to chump. Then I think we can just play a Fleecemane Lion. No blockers? Curious. Okay. That's one way to do it, I suppose. Alright, other company comes in. Prices are certainly not great, but if he has stuff like Rabble Master, I could see it being a little bit better. He just hasn't drawn them yet. I know Tom had a few in his deck. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 20 hits for company. I could just see maybe cutting a Duress. It's like Duress, Price, Death Dealer, Boon Satyr, and then maybe one of the 4s. I could also see cutting a land since I'm on the draw. Yeah, I don't know. Could see 61ing it, you know. It's also fine. Warden is probably not very good, but it does cost 1 mana. And it's like a pretty big threat to actually hit them with the lifelink, so they do have to respect it, they do have to kill it. So I have 7 ways of beating Rabble Master, not counting just like having a thing that can block stuff. So I think I'm just going to cut a price. Well, my companies be better. Probably need them to be better. Alright, opponent's finally back. Hand is pretty good. We do have our 1-drop and a 2-drop, so that's excellent. And then something is just needed to bridge the gap, I think. But if our opponent isn't going to play anything, that's also pretty nice. So now we have a tap land. We can decide whether or not we want to just play Warden on 1, get a potentially Wild Slash, or play the tap land. And I think playing Warden and then turn 2 either playing Price or leveling it, and then turn 3 playing Price, leveling it, and playing the tap land is probably best. Obviously, if he has a Wild Slash, he just gets to use it on a Warden on a turn where he would otherwise have unspent mana, but that doesn't seem to be the case, so that's great. Now we have a Boon Satyr, but I think we're still on the same plan here. I'm just going to hit for 1 because I don't want him to get a free token off Rabblemaster. This might be playing a little bit too careful, but it's also fairly obvious since I could have pumped and did not. So he's just going mono impact tremors, it looks like. And he's dashing a berserker, so I guess I'm going to kill that. So he can't keep nugging me over and over again. And then level this. And I think we still attack. If he has Rabble, I think it's better if we keep it back, but with two impact tremors, I'm going to be dying almost certainly very quickly, so need to kill my opponent before he can draw into enough of these dragon fodders and whatnot. So fodder deals me 4. No follow-up, which is excellent. Then we're going to hit him with Warden again and play Rhino next turn. It could bestow Boon Satyr or could play Collected Company. It all depends on what's going on, but we have a lot of options right now. Our opponent's on the defensive. We have a pretty significant life total buffer. So I don't think I'm going to die anytime soon, but I've certainly lost from better situations than this, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Certainly been helpful that he has not been killing my creatures, so this Warden has got to hit him for a bunch. I think if he stokes my Rhino, this is fine. Not really sure what could go too poorly here, since, yeah, if he does just stoke it, I can, like, level this thing up, get a lifelink hit in. Yeah, it was just a stoke. Okay. Well, at this point, he has a card and a creature. I'm just going to bestow. Put him to 3, put him in the Abyss. Lifelink it next turn, just gain 1,000,000. And our opponent's draw was awesome. His start was great. He just didn't have the stuff to actually kill me with the tremors and flooded out a little bit. So I feel pretty fortunate this game. Well, there's the Rabblemaster. So we're taking 4 this turn. His goblins have to attack, and then he has to chump with his Rabblemaster, so that's good. Pretty sure I'm going to need this 7 points of lifelink, too. And then that should put me out of range of stuff. Whatever stuff happens to be. So up to 17, he has a card and 2 tokens. Should be good. Should be good. Oh, I also forgot this thing gains trample. So, in addition to being at 17 life, our opponent just died. So it is good to know what my cards do. The trample has not really been relevant when it's been a 3/3, so bestowing on it happens to be quite good. So lesson learned. Yeah, this matchup seemed pretty bad. I did not like the sideboard stuff that I had for it. It seemed like I was pretty light. So maybe that is worth fixing, but you know, like sometimes you just kill them anyway, so maybe it's fine.